honest, I don't know how to start these off. I don't love the sound of my own voice recorded on camera, and it also makes me hyper aware of my face. But maybe we just get that out of the way, then it gets better with time. I don't know. We are going to Harker Heights this morning because I was sitting around watching YouTube and I decided that I need to get back into reading and kind of doing something with my brain. It's better for the kids. It's better for me. There's nothing to watch anymore. I've already watched, all of my YouTube bodybuilding besties content that they've uploaded, and lots of people are reversing, going to off season, and they don't make as much stuff, obviously, because it's hard. I think driving helps. I'm not so focused on being on camera. But Bo and I, we're gonna go find some books, preferably something that's kind of easy to get into. I'm a really fast reader, but I need something that can kind of like hold my attention. Otherwise, I have to reread the same page 100 times. It just ends up being a chore. So, I don't know. We'll see what looks good these days. I haven't gone book shopping in a minute. So, get there, kind of check it out. Hopefully it's a nice Barnes & Noble. It'd be cool to have a Starbucks in it. Water's always good. So yeah, let's pick it up in a minute. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be way worse. Well, I, as usual, am impulsive and did not check what time they open. So they don't open until 10, and it's 9. So we're gonna go to Target and hopefully kill an hour, and eventually go to Barnes & Noble, or I'll find a book here at Target and we'll just go ahead and go home. Come on, Bo. Okay, alright, that's enough. Move my stuff for you. Hang on. There you go. Alright, you ready to go? Where's Hulk? Which one's Hulk now? Yeah. Alright, so my big score today, double chocolate coffee. So I'm doing my own cold brew now, and I think that's gonna be bomb. You wanna go take a picture with the dog? And go stand up there? Say cheese. Say cheese. You say cheese? This is a puppy dog. Cheese. Well, Barnes & Noble was fun. Kind of realized that I don't know what I like to read anymore. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out before I just start buying random books. Found Bret Contreras' Glute Lab and the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. So those are fun. Neither of them are anything that I need right this second. We got Mad Libs, so we're gonna do some of those with Mills. And overall, it was a success. Definitely coming back with Millie. Maybe with Nick. Kind of not his thing, but you never know. So one thing I've been trying to kind of think about is like what what do I want to get out of all of this kind of like vlogging stuff. Like I am fairly uncomfortable with it, but and there's like precautions as far as like sharing parts of your family and things like that, and like privacy concerns. But I think as long as you're smart about it, then it's fine. I'm flattering myself if I say like I'm gonna be viral and make that YouTube money, which the YouTube money would be nice, but the virality of it would not. I'm fairly introverted. I don't love the idea of having a ton of people's thoughts and opinions on my life. I think there's an element of it that I want to start this coaching business, and it's a good way to get eyes on the business and figure out just kind of my identity with it and share some of that. A big part of my fitness journey was just finding other people that were doing the same thing as me on YouTube, because being a mom can be very isolating, and just kind of like having those play in the background and stuff, so that was my environment, and I found that really helpful. And so I think that there's an element of that I would like to kind of give back to the community and share, but it's also like a good way to kind of get like your ideas and values across to people in a like less serious format, which I like. I think it's like more relatable and more absorbable. And then there's also the fact that like when I was little, I loved to go through like old pictures of my parents and stuff like that when they were like in their early 20s, and there's not a whole lot of that record because they're older. But we're in a situation now where like everything is in pictures, and it's online, and we have videos, and I'm sure at some point that Millie and Thomas will want to look back and just like see what their parents were like, and how we were, what we were doing, how was it raising them when we had different struggles in life, how did we handle them, hopefully well, and how did we I guess grow into the people that we will end up being. And it's cool that we have the opportunity to record that. I don't know what the end result will be socially of everybody sharing their lives on the internet. I think a big part of it is like we grew up with reality TV, and so we are kind of like, we are like fairly isolated now, so I think we're kind of fascinated by other people's lives and like what are they doing, I think that we'll just have to see how it goes. If at any point it gets negative or becomes like too much of a stressor on any of us, then I think that's the time to stop. I think there's things I want to keep private. I'm not trying to upload like workout videos. That's kind of like my church. That's where I go to unwind and just like really focus on my goals. And I don't know that that's something that has to be shared. I think there's plenty of workout videos out there. You find somebody whose form you like and whose content you like, and it's whatever works for your body. And I think a lot of this is just going to be sharing thoughts, ideas, knowledge. I have like an insane amount of just like stored facts and knowledge that, you know, I've got to dump them somewhere. Might as well be on you guys. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with it for now. We'll just kind of see. You know, I'm just gonna try to keep it genuine. I'm not a huge fan of these kind of, man, I don't know, some of the ways that people are on their YouTube videos, and that's, you know, like no shade at anybody, but I mean, I don't know, is that how people like talk to each other in real life now? Maybe I've just been stuck in my house for too long. Maybe I'm just old now, I guess, you know. But, yeah, just trying to keep them relatable to moms, to women, you know, encouragement to young girls out there going through it, that like it does get better and that there are solutions to the problems in life, you know, and that you never really get to an age where like you have things figured out. I've realized that with my parents, but you can figure some things out. You can definitely solve some problems and keep them solved. So, you know, here's to starting a new journey, hopefully starting Antidote. You know, that's all in the works now, and an online coaching business, and, you know, letting people craft their dream body. It's okay to want to be beautiful. It's okay to want to look your best. That seems to be kind of demonized these days, and I don't know why. And also strength, you know, being strong, physically strong, building a lot of skeletal muscle mass. That's going to keep you healthy. And it's going to have you, you know, metabolizing sugar and all sorts of things better. And like, these are conversations for another time, but you know, there's just, you're not going to get big, you're not going to get bulky unless you're like trying to get big and bulky. And then that's a, you know, different conversation. But, being aesthetically pleasing, working hard, being strong, and becoming like mentally resilient, which is ultimately what happens when you master those things. And then that builds a strong you, a strong family, helps you find better relationships. You value yourself more, people tend to value you more, and it's a good way to kind of cast off the old skin and start something new. So anyway, Kari apps, they are easier than just kind of like forced standing in your kitchen. So we're gonna have to figure out a way to do that more often, I suppose. And I don't know how to close out this video, so we're just gonna end it there. That's kind of my thoughts for moving forward and what I'm trying to share and what I'm trying to do. And it may evolve over time, you know, things change. And we're just kind of getting home now from our Barnes & Noble trip. Thomas is yawning in the back. He's going to take a nap. I'm going to do some dishes and laundry and catch up on the housework and pick up meals and do all of the things. So we will see you next time.